Did you know that Mauna Loa is so massive, it covers half of Hawaii's Big Island and rises taller than Mount Everest if you measure it from the ocean floor? It's true. Mauna Loa isn't just a volcano. It's a giant that dominates the Pacific, holding secrets of Earth's fiery origins and shaping entire landscapes. I'm your name from GeoSecrets. And today, we're uncovering the story behind why Mauna Loa is officially the largest volcano on Earth, and why it's so often misunderstood. When people think of the world's biggest volcano, many imagine a towering, steep mountain with dramatic slopes like Mount Fuji or Mount Rainier. But that's one of the biggest misconceptions about Mauna Loa. It's not the tallest mountain above sea level, but it's by far the largest volcano on Earth in sheer volume and area. Some people confuse tallest with biggest. They hear that Mauna Kea is taller when measured from base to summit, and assume it must also be the largest volcano overall. And because Mauna Loa's slopes are broad and gentle, it doesn't look as dramatic as the steep volcanic peaks we usually picture. That makes it easy to overlook just how enormous it really is. Plus, the media often focuses on more explosive volcanoes, or those erupting frequently, like Kilauea, leaving Mauna Loa a bit in the shadows, even though it's a true giant. Mauna Loa's story begins deep beneath the Pacific Ocean, where a plume of superheated rock, called a hot spot, rises from Earth's mantle like a blowtorch melting through the crust. As the Pacific Plate drifts northwest, this hotspot stays fixed, building a chain of volcanic islands over millions of years, the Hawaiian Islands we see today. Mauna Loa is a classic shield volcano, named because its massive shape resembles a warrior's shield laid on the ground. Broad, gently sloped, and formed by countless layers of flowing lava. Unlike steep stratovolcanoes that erupt explosively, Mauna Loa erupts mainly with fluid basaltic lava that travels long distances, helping it grow outward and cover huge areas. Scientists believe Mauna Loa began forming nearly 1 million years ago, making it one of the youngest giants in Hawaii's volcanic family. But in that time, it has poured out enough lava to reshape an entire island. Its size and activity have played a crucial role in creating Hawaii's landscapes and ecosystems, and studying it gives scientists clues about how hotspots work all around the planet. How big is Mauna Loa? Well, imagine a single mountain so massive it covers an area of over 5,271 square kilometers. That's about 2,035 square miles. To put it into perspective, that's roughly the size of the entire state of Connecticut, or almost as large as Los Angeles County. And while its summit rises 4,169 meters, or 13,678 feet above sea level, the real jaw-dropper is when you measure it from the ocean floor. Then it towers over 9,170 meters, or 30,085 feet. That means, from base to summit, Mauna Loa is actually taller than Mount Everest. And here's the ultimate stat. Mauna Loa's total volume exceeds 75,000 cubic kilometers. That's nearly 100 times more than the entire volume of Mount St. Helens before it erupted in 1980. So while Mauna Loa might not look dramatically steep, its sheer bulk makes it the true heavyweight champion among Earth's volcanoes. Despite its size, Mauna Loa doesn't usually explode with violent force like some volcanoes. It's famous for frequent, but mostly gentle, eruptions of fast-flowing lava. Since 1843, Mauna Loa has erupted 33 times, with some of these events sending lava rivers rushing toward towns and coastlines in just hours or days. One of the most dramatic eruptions occurred in 1950, when lava raced downhill at speeds of nearly 10 kilometers per hour, reaching the ocean in under 3 hours. And in November 2022, Mauna Loa awoke again after nearly 4 decades of quiet, sending fountains of molten rock high into the night sky and reminding everyone of the giant's restless power. Thankfully, these eruptions tend to be less explosive and more predictable than other volcanoes, but they can still threaten roads, homes, and communities living in the giant's shadow. Scientists closely monitor Mauna Loa using seismometers, satellite imagery, and gas sensors, constantly searching for early warning signs of the next eruption. Each eruption teaches us more about how volcanoes behave and how to keep people safe when nature's forces come alive. One question people often ask is, if Mauna Loa is the biggest volcano, why do we always hear that Mauna Kea is the tallest mountain on Earth? It's true. Mauna Kea is technically taller from base to summit, stretching about 10,200 meters, or over 33,000 feet, when measured from the ocean floor. But here's the catch. While Mauna Kea is taller, Mauna Loa is vastly bigger in volume and mass, covering a much larger area of the island. Mauna Kea has steeper slopes and a classic peak shape, while Mauna Loa spreads out like a giant shield, low and broad but overwhelmingly massive. So while Mauna Kea wears the crown for height, Mauna Loa holds the title of the largest volcano on Earth, a true giant both above and below the waves. Mauna Loa isn't just a geological wonder, it's deeply woven into Hawaiian culture and identity. In Hawaiian legends, volcanoes are sacred places tied to Pele, the fiery goddess of volcanoes, who is said to dwell in the molten heart of the islands. Stories tell of Pele's fierce temper, shaping the land with fire and lava, and locals have long respected Mauna Loa as a powerful force of both creation and destruction. Even today, offerings are sometimes left at volcanic craters to honor Pele and seek protection from eruptions. Beyond mythology, Mauna Loa is a symbol of Hawaiian resilience, a reminder that the land itself is alive, constantly changing, and intimately tied to the people who call these islands home. Mauna Loa's massive size doesn't just shape the land, it also influences the skies above and the climate around it. Its towering bulk creates a rain shadow effect, where one side of the island is lush and wet, while the other remains dry and desert-like. But Mauna Loa's impact goes far beyond Hawaii. On its slopes sits the Mauna Loa Observatory, one of the world's most important sites for tracking carbon dioxide in Earth's atmosphere. Since 1958, scientists here have recorded the famous Keeling curve, a precise record showing how CO2 levels have steadily increased, giving us crucial evidence about climate change. So while Mauna Loa is known for its fiery eruptions, it also silently helps us understand our changing world and our planet's fragile climate. To truly appreciate Mauna Loa's size, sometimes words and numbers just aren't enough. You have to see it to believe it. Satellite images show Mauna Loa as an enormous dark shield covering nearly half of Hawaii's Big Island, a massive presence visible even from space. When artists overlay its footprint on maps of cities or entire states, it dwarfs places like Los Angeles County or the island of Oahu, making familiar regions look tiny by comparison. And 3D models reveal the hidden part of Mauna Loa beneath the ocean surface, rising thousands of meters from the seafloor, turning what seems like a gentle hill into a colossal underwater mountain. No matter how you look at it, from the skies, from maps, or beneath the waves, Mauna Loa is a giant in every sense of the word. From its hidden base beneath the ocean to its sprawling slopes above the clouds, Mauna Loa truly earns its title as the largest volcano on Earth, a giant that shapes land, culture, and even our understanding of the planet's climate. Thanks for exploring this colossal wonder with me today on GeoSecrets. If you enjoyed this dive into Earth's biggest volcano, hit that like button, subscribe for more hidden wonders of our world, and tell us in the comments, which volcano fascinates you the most?